Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli on Monday witnessed the inauguration of Africa Health Ex-Con, which is held at the Manara Center for Conferences and International Fairs and Exhibitions. Held under the auspices of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, this year's version of the conference is themed Innovation and Independence, utilizing AI and local manufacturing to improve African health systems. The aim of the conference is also to materialize a promising vision to build a more efficient and durable health system that is capable to meet future requirements, enhance self-efficiency, and widen fair access to health care and medical products. Addressing the African Health Ex-Con conference, Minister of Health Khaled Abdel Ghaffar said the years-long challenges facing the African continent badly affected its health systems. For his part, head of the Ministry of Health's Unified Medicine Procurement Authority, Dr. Hisham State, said Egypt is adopting a promising vision that places its citizens' health on top of priorities. Dr. Hisham State asserted that the government is working to widen the localization of medical industries and ensure the provision of pharmaceutical raw materials needed for these industries. Over cooperation with African states, the head of the Unified Procurement Authority said African health integration should be promoted and Egypt's participation in Pan-African health initiatives increased. He also asserted Egypt's backing to the African Unified Medicine Procurement Mechanism.
Following his participation in the conference on behalf of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli inspected the pavilions of the Africa Health Ex-Con exhibition, which is held at the Manara Center for Conferences. The Prime Minister also witnessed the signing of 3 memos of understanding aimed at boosting regional and international cooperation, enhancing the African integration and developing the pharmaceutical organizations and healthcare. To shed more light on the issue, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Islam Anan, the Health Minister Advisor. Thank you so much, Dr. Anan, for joining us.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, and thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure, sir. Dr. Anan, what is the significance of holding the 5th edition of the African Health Ex-Con amid the current healthcare challenges facing the African continent?
This is a very good point to start our conversation because the African Health Conference, Ex-Con, this year, the 5th edition, it comes in a very sensitive timing.
Indeed.
The African continent, as well as the rest of the world, is actually faced with a lot of economic recessions, economic challenges. We have a lot of supply chain disruption, and as it affects oil and gas, for example, it affects as well the pharmaceutical industry. The very important point regarding the Africa Health Ex-Con this year is it's a continental unity and integration between the African countries to face together all the challenges. We have challenges regarding, as I was saying, supply chain, the workforce shortages, for example, the inequitable access to medications happening because of conflict zones and because of the fragmentation of healthcare system itself. We have also some spread of communicable diseases like we are witnessing in the DRC for Ebola. We have high prevalence of non-communicable diseases nowadays like diabetes and cardiovascular disease. So the main thing about the 5th edition is having integrated continental supply and funds for the African continent to resolve the continent problem from pharmaceutical perspective.
Yes, Doctor, how does the conference theme Africa's health sovereignty, leadership, resilience and self-reliance reflect the continent's health care priorities from your point of view?
So, from sovereign perspective, it's not only meaning to be fully dependent, each country on its own. It means to have the control in our hands as one continent. For example, we have some countries with strong local manufacturing. We're talking about Egypt, for example. We have 91% local manufacturing of pharmaceutical products. On the other hand, we have a lot of African countries in sub-Saharan areas, for example, totally depending on exportation. So having the unity in a global or continental procurement, continental solutions for sovereignty is very important, not depending only on the supply chain that can be disrupted whenever there is any global disruption like what's happening in Hormuz, for example. We have local manufacturing of vaccines. We are facing huge problem in terms of infectious diseases, so we have our own supply. So sometimes, especially in the sub-Saharan countries, the supply chain of vaccine is totally dependent on Gavi, for example, the vaccination arm of the WHO, and sometimes it's delayed even for years. So the sovereignty and having power and control over our data also relies on the power of research. So have good research, situation analysis, so we have and we know the gaps that we need to fulfill in the coming years.
Indeed. Dr. Islam Anan, the health advisor for the Minister of Health, thank you so much for your precious input. It was a real pleasure, sir. And moving on, where Egypt hailed the peace agreement brokered by the United States and Iran and said it considered it a breakthrough which would restore peace and stability on the regional and international level. The Foreign Ministry statement said Egypt hopes the agreement will constitute a major turning point towards enhancing the provision of a peace-supporting environment aiming at addressing other regional issues that would safeguard security and stability across the Middle East region. The statement added that over the past few months and under the directives of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, Egypt has continued its sincere, relentless efforts in collaboration with regional and international partners to end the war and